Uranium. The name alone sounds ominous, but did you know it's been used in toys, dentures, and even wine? Let's explore the most bizarre and dangerous ways uranium has crept into everyday life. Radiation isn't just a sci-fi threat, it's been hiding in plain sight, sometimes right in our homes. Over the years, we've experimented with uranium in mind-blowing ways, often ignoring the risks. Let's dive into the strange history of this glowing element. Picture yourself in the 1930s. Families gathering around the dinner table, sharing stories and meals, all while eating off plates that glowed with a mysterious orange-red hue. This wasn't just a trick of the light, it was the result of uranium being used in the very dishes people trusted every day. At the time, uranium's vivid colors were all the rage. Manufacturers added it to ceramics and glassware, creating iconic pieces like Fiestaware and Vaseline glass. Under UV light, these items would glow brilliantly, turning ordinary kitchens into scenes of glowing wonder. People were captivated by the novelty and beauty of these glowing objects, completely unaware that the very thing making them so attractive was also emitting low levels of radiation. The science behind the glow was a mystery to most, and the risks were simply not understood. Uranium's appeal didn't stop at dishes. Even dental prosthetics, false teeth and dentures, were made with uranium salts to give them a more natural, lifelike appearance. This meant that people were unknowingly putting radioactive materials directly into their mouths every single day. While the amounts of uranium used were relatively small, the cumulative effect of daily exposure was not insignificant. These items were part of everyday routines, handled and used by families for years. Our collective fascination with novelty and aesthetics often blinded us to the hidden dangers. What seemed like harmless household items were, in reality, silent sources of radiation, hazards lurking in plain sight. This chapter in history reminds us that curiosity and the pursuit of beauty can sometimes outpace our understanding of safety, leaving us with important lessons about the balance between innovation and caution. In the 1950s, the world was captivated by the promise and mystery of atomic energy. This fascination gave rise to some truly astonishing products like the Gilbert U-238 Atomic Energy Lab, a science kit that actually included real uranium ore for children to experiment with at home. Marketed as the ultimate educational toy, it was designed to inspire a new generation of scientists by letting kids get hands-on with the building blocks of atomic science. With this kit, kids could use Geiger counters to detect radiation, peer through spinthariscopes to see atomic particles, and even create their own miniature cloud chambers, all from the comfort of their living rooms. It was a time when curiosity about the atom was encouraged and science was seen as an exciting adventure. Surprisingly, the kit wasn't discontinued because of safety concerns, but rather because it was simply too expensive for most families to afford. The high cost of the materials and equipment made it a luxury item, out of reach for the average child. Looking back now, it's almost unbelievable that radioactive materials were once packaged as toys and marketed as educational tools. The idea of children playing with uranium ore seems wild by today's standards, but at the time, it was seen as a way to spark scientific curiosity and innovation. This chapter in history is a stark reminder of just how much our understanding of health and safety has evolved over the decades. Today, we have strict regulations and safety standards to protect children from hazardous materials, and science education looks very different. The thought of handing radioactive substances to kids is unthinkable now. Parents and educators are far more aware of the risks, and safety is always the top priority. We've learned to balance our natural curiosity and desire to explore with a sense of responsibility, ensuring that learning about science is both exciting and safe for everyone. Uranium's legacy in warfare stretches far beyond the devastating power of nuclear bombs. For decades, this element has shaped military strategy and technology, leaving a complex mark on history. While most people associate uranium with atomic explosions, its role in modern conflict is more nuanced and far-reaching. Depleted uranium, a byproduct of the enrichment process, is less radioactive than its natural form but incredibly dense, about 1.7 times heavier than lead. This unique property makes it highly effective for use in armor-piercing ammunition and as reinforcement in tank armor, giving militaries a significant advantage on the battlefield. When fired, depleted uranium projectiles can slice through even the toughest steel, easily penetrating enemy vehicles and fortifications. However, the impact generates a fine toxic dust that lingers in the air and settles on the ground, posing hidden dangers long after the battle ends. Inhaling or ingesting this dust can lead to serious health problems. Studies have shown that exposure may damage the kidneys, lungs, and other organs, raising concerns for both soldiers and civilians living in affected areas. The long-term health effects of depleted uranium exposure remain the subject of ongoing scientific debate. Some researchers link it to increased cancer rates and other illnesses, while others argue the risks are less clear. Nevertheless, the fear and uncertainty persist, fueling public concern and calls for further investigation. For militaries, depleted uranium offers a clear tactical advantage, allowing them to defeat heavily armored targets. But this comes at a significant human cost, as the potential for long-term harm to health and the environment cannot be ignored. The use of uranium in warfare is a sobering reminder of technology's double-edged sword. Capable of both protecting and endangering lives, it forces us to confront the ethical dilemmas that arise when scientific progress is harnessed for conflict. Even as nations pursue security and military superiority, it is crucial to weigh the consequences of these choices. The debate over depleted uranium highlights the need for responsible decision-making and greater transparency in the use of advanced weaponry. Ultimately, the story of uranium in warfare stands as a cautionary tale, a powerful lesson about the balance between power and peril, and the lasting impact of our actions on both people and the planet. Once hailed as a medical marvel, uranium was prescribed for ailments like diabetes and arthritis. Doctors believed it could stimulate cell growth and cure disease. Instead, patients suffered kidney damage, anemia, and increased cancer risk. Uranium even appeared in healing bandages and skin treatments. These misguided cures often did more harm than good. The story highlights the dangers of unchecked scientific enthusiasm. It's a reminder to approach new discoveries with skepticism and care. In the early 1900s, radioactive water and uranium-laced wine were all the rage. Products like Radioactive promised to cure everything from rheumatism to impotence. People eagerly drank these glowing tonics, believing in their magical health benefits. The reality, ingesting radioactive materials led to serious health problems. The craze shows how easily hope can override caution. It's a warning about the dangers of miracle cures and blind faith in science. Not all progress is good progress, sometimes it's downright dangerous. From teeth to toys, uranium's strange journey reveals the risks of unchecked curiosity. We've seen how fascination led to radioactive dishware, toys, and even medicine. Today, radiation is used safely in medicine, but only by experts. We've learned from past mistakes and now respect the power of science. So if you see something glowing green, maybe don't put it in your mouth. Instead, remember the importance of responsible innovation and the lessons history has taught us. If you enjoyed this wild ride through uranium's glowing past, don't forget to hit that like button. Got a story about a strange antique or a radioactive rumor you've heard? Drop it in the comments below. We love hearing from you, and if you want more mind-blowing tales from science and history, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss an episode. Stay curious, stay safe, and keep exploring the wonders and the warnings of our incredible world.